I've gone over an entire...
Plus, I'm just losing my mind. I've never seen Brugly's face before. Before that video on freaking Siren Head. So I'm just losing my mind right now. I can't believe I've never seen his face. I just know his character
on this
with
channel.
the eyeball on the freaking forehead.
I have like 200 videos specifically about internet horror creatures. But in this video, I'm going to be going over
how many videos?
That worth of entities and creatures on this channel. It's what I do. I have like 200 videos specifically about internet horror creatures. But in this...
Damn. 200 video. I think I how many am I at right now? And I just pump out.
This video, I'm going to be going over an entity that
content.
Genuinely is horrifying.
Like nonstop. Like what would you even call my cut? I just slop. I just put out nonstop slop. Let's go, baby! Nonstop slap.
To its effects, to its biology, this is a horrifying deity. The entity in question is known as the Wandering Faith, and it's the most famous giant that Trevor Henderson himself has ever made.
This is another Henderson one! Okay, I haven't seen Cartoon Cat. I see Cartoon Cat there. The Wandering Faith? What the frick?
This video is going to be amazing. I hope you enjoy it. Without further ado, let's hop into the explanation of the Wandering Faith, and let's see exactly what's up with this creature. The Wandering Faith is a gargantuan four-legged entity.
I'm not gonna show you the the entire catalog, so to speak, but yeah, I got like 773 videos so far. So you know, quantity over quality for me. But Brugly just quality.
That has been seen
Bro makes some
across
top tier
small
content. Go
towns
subscribe
in the
to him.
world. The creature has 4 legs and 2 different joints in each leg, which causes them to splay out kind of like a tripod on the ground. For how large the entity is, they have a very spindly and skinny appearance, but they are very, very tall, and the upper portion of their body usually is hidden behind clouds.
The upper part of their body. So it's like 4 giant legs, this ginormous body, and whatever else is up there.
You can see the bones protruding on these entities as well as the leathery black skin just from the ground. The feet of the entity have never really been seen up close, but it's assumed they're just like sticks or like elephant feet simply because of how big it is. Whatever the feet are, they have to be large enough to hold up the entity. The entity's estimated height is over 1.5.
Oh, that's its head! Right there! Oh, that's creepy.
Kilometers, or just about a mile in height, but we can't really tell for sure because we can really only see the legs. The head and the neck portion stick straight up through the sky, or just about a mile.
Oh.
In height.
Well, so is that a tail then? Never mind then. That might be the tail.
They have to be large enough to hold up the entity. The entity's estimated height is over 1.5 kilometers, or just about a mile in height, but we can't really tell for sure because we can really only see the legs. The head and the neck portion stick straight up through the sky, and that's because of its very strange behavior that it does, which I'll get into in a second. Underneath the entity's long neck and chest area are these very skinny tendril-like apparatuses.
Yeah, don't say tendril. Okay, that would. I thought it would be like hair. Ugh. It's got tentacles.
Very far, in some cases even dragging the ground. Behaviors and origins. The Wandering Faith is just one entity on the huge list of giant.
Trevor Henderson's creations, a list of giants. The avian giant, the behemoth, the bodyworm. Breaking news is a creature. Fire giant, giant puppeteer, leviathan, misty guests 1, 2, 3, misty storm wanderers, morning walkers, mushroom something, crab. Oh, mushroom crab. It's called a mushroom crab. Passerby at night, phasing giant, precursor of the First War, remain indoor. Bro is a legend. Bro is a legend.
Giants that Trevor Henderson has created. I'll probably go over all the giants at some point on this channel. I'll probably make a massive compilation. Let me know if you want that. But this is...
Yes. Or make a separate video for each and every single one so that I can react to you every single time. Let's freaking go, bro. Let's make Trevor Henderson the next biggest famous freaking like an analog horror dude. Like Alex Krishner or the Mandela catalog dude. Let's freaking go. Let's bring back. Let's bring Henderson back, bro. We freaking need him. Okay, he didn't get the respect he needed with Siren Head.
That I've gone over and probably will go over. And I think it's mainly the most popular because of its unique behaviors. You see, the one goal, the one objective that the Wandering Faith has is to collect human souls and ascend those humans to the afterlife, to heaven. The entity seemingly chooses humans that it deems worthy enough to be granted the gift of heaven, and it drags them up through its long tendrils off its neck, up through its body, through its neck into the heavens above.
Stop, that was... I see what you did there.
To be granted the gift of heaven, and it drags them up through its long tendrils off its neck, up through its body.
That's the behemoth from the mist.
Through its neck into the heavens above. Those tendrils that hang down from its neck reach around like infinitely sprawling fingers, and they grab the humans. Whether they're old, whether they're sick, whether they're just completely healthy, this entity decides if they get sent up to heaven or not. Please pick me.
Please pick me. Please. We don't even know if it's actually going to heaven, though. This is the behemoth from the mist. But as you can see, the behemoth is like way different. It's not quite the same. This is definitely like an actual like 6-legged creature that walks around. It's like it's basically like an elephant in the world of the mist. It's like an elephant. It's like ginormous, a monstrosity, bigger than this. It's supposed to be like more massive than what they showed in the movies. There you go. This makes more sense. The tiny little car, the behemoth. Like, it's so incredibly massive that it literally does not notice humankind. It doesn't even realize that humanity exists. Just how massive the behemoth is. This thing is like a ginormous walking camel-looking thing that acts as like a judge of heaven? For heaven?
Whether they're old, whether they're sick, whether they're just completely healthy, this entity decides if they get sent up to heaven or not.
How do we know?
Please pick me.
Yeah, how do we know it's going to heaven, though? What if it's just like eating you on like its mouth? Its mouth is up there.
Story and how this entity came to be is very unknown. It's very murky. We really don't have any idea. But it seems to be a very, very old, very ancient creature that has ties to life and death. Its entire existence is sort of as a collection giant. It just collects and harvests these souls, and it does so seemingly out of neutrality. It's not outrightly aggressive. It doesn't stomp on people, doesn't attack people. It does this because it thinks that it's doing the right thing. It thinks that it's ascending the correct people up to heaven, which it might be. We don't know. Even though its size and weight, make it very destructive because it does destroy things when it walks, it doesn't outright attack individuals or attack things.
I love that. I love that so much. It just walks around wrecking everything because of its size. Similar to the behemoths from the mist, it's just massive. It's not its fault. It's just ginormous. What is it gonna do? Like when you're walking on the street and you step on a twig and the twig breaks in half. For all you know, that twig could be a perfectly good ant, like, building material. That twig might be, like, the place where a freaking, like, bug is, like, hanging out on right now or living. That twig might be important to some bug out there. You might be walking in the middle of the road and you step on a cockroach by accident. Is that your fault? Well, I mean, if you freaking saw the cockroach, you'd be like, ew, and you stepped on it, then yeah, it's your fault. No doubt, right? But if you were walking and you accidentally stepped on it, like, how is that your fault? You feel me?
The entity does, however, appear during bad...
If you're like, ew, cockroaches, then let me give you a more morally okay example. Not morally okay, but like a more, like, example that'll hit your emotions. Farmers in chicken factories, they keep all the chickens, all the hens, like the little baby chicks, inside of like big places, and like while they're walking around, like just walking around feeding the chickens, they constantly accidentally step on baby chickens and murder them. Anyway, point being, is it the farmer's fault? Probably yes. He could have just thrown the food in there from somewhere outside of the cage. But it's not like 100%, maybe like 95%, right? But not 100% because it's kind of freaking messed up. But at the same time, he's walking, you know, like he's walking to give the other chickens food. The freaking baby chick stepped in his way, or like was in the way, and you know what can you do? He's a giant, he's a big person. The accidents happen. You get me? So it's kind of like, all right, yeah, you know, it's messed up. It's still messed up that these farmers step on baby chickens. But at the same time, it's just sort of the difference in the size of the baby chicken and the human. Like it's just the size proportion is too massive to be walking around in the same little pen. Of course, for something this big, the pen being Earth, you know, it's gonna step on a house or two.
Omens. So if it's
And
a
I'm
bad
sorry,
storm,
but if you don't
tornado,
want your
or
house to get
thunderstorm,
stepped on
this is when the
by an
entity will
arbiter
most
of
likely
heaven,
appear as it hides
don't
behind the cloud cover
put it
that
in the
these
way of the
storms
arbiter of
give.
heaven. Like,
Usually
move
you
it.
can see one
Like,
through the rain.
this is
through
why we need to all
thunderstorms
move to
and
mobile
tornadoes
homes.
and earthquakes and that sort of thing.
Whole
If
houses
you
on
bad
wheels are the
weather
way of the
events,
future.
You might see a wandering faith.
Don't
It has
own
been
property.
noted, though,
Let the
that these
government
entities do
bankrupt.
not really venture into cities. They mainly stay.
This is suddenly turning into a really weird conversation. Everyone should just buy RVs and nobody should live inside a property in the United States anymore. Just screw it. Just screw all the property. No more. Let the government go broke.
The expanses of emptiness and small towns across the world. Seeing a wandering
That'll really
faith
put it
is
to the
a
banks.
very weird, deep experience. It's as if you're staring into the face of death, because it's likely if you see it, you're going to be chosen, unless you're from really far away, but that whatever the case may be. Even though the people that get chosen by this entity are going to heaven, you know, a good thing is happening to them, it's still terrifying to think that this entity scours the world on these giant...
Well, like, what if you're like a 20-year-old dude? And bro's just like, ooh, you worthy, bruh. It's like, okay, well, hold on, though. I'm only 20. Like, I'm still cool. Like, there's so much more to do here. I haven't gone bungee jumping. Like, the newest season of Rising of the Shield Heroes about to come. Like, ReZero Season 3 just dropped. Like, you can't take me to heaven yet.
Legs, kind of like fingers walking around the earth, finding people that it thinks goes to heaven and just ending them right there. It's just a horrifying thing to look at. I mean, that's scary, man. No one really knows what the top of the entity looks like because it's hidden behind the clouds. So this leaves it open for speculation on what physical form it takes. Some people say it looks like a hand walking around. Some people say it's a giant spider. Some people say it's some kind of sauropod, like octopus, sky octopus thing. I don't know what it is. It looks creepy though. Some people also disagree with its main objective of sending people to heaven.
I don't know why I'm imagining a ginormous mouth and it's just like picking you up and eating you. It's like not even taking you to heaven. People just sort of made up the heaven thing.
They say that it actually just consumes them, but this is pretty much disputed by everybody that has seen it or that knows anything about it. The entity has this...
Okay, so they want to make it very obvious or very clear that it's kind of like, yes, even though logic, like using logic, this thing is probably eating people, but we kind of want to like dissuade that mentality and sort of like make it canon. I get it. In canon, it is a pretty holy being. Got it.
Sheer cosmic horror eldritch type vibe to it. You know, it only appears...
It feels like, if you were to ask me what this feels like, it feels like the rapture, the biblical rapture, manifested into an entity, where it's just like, hey, I'm sorry if you got things going on, but the earth is about to get used for a war, so y'all gotta go to heaven, like, get out of the way.
During these times of bad things happening, these storms, but it's contrasted by sending people to heaven, and that seems like a good thing during a bad thing. It's almost like it's a silver lining of some sort.
It depends on the context. Listen, if a random junkie on the middle of the road, or let's say in a dark alley, pulls up on you with a knife and says, I'm gonna send you to heaven, and suddenly you're not gonna be all happy about it, are you?
The entity in pop culture has been popularized through Gmod games, and it goes under the name Day 17 on there, which Trevor Henderson himself has said that that's not its name, it's the Wandering Faith.
What the
which
frick?
he's tweeted about multiple times. You're seeing screenshots right now. But I think the name
Bro, I love that Trevor...
the name Day 17 on there.
I love that people just are not putting a head on it.
Which Trevor Henderson
Just give it
himself
like a cloud for a head to signify it.
said that that's...
In fact, you will not be saved. Oh, come on!
not its name, it's the Wandering Faith, which she's tweeted about multiple times. You're seeing screenshots right now. But I think the name Wandering Faith fits perfectly. This
It's so ominous, isn't it? It's very creepy.
massive eldritch horror walking the expanse of Earth, picking and choosing humans that it thinks are worthy enough. No one knows where it came from, no one knows where it goes, but everyone knows that it's here. And if you see the Wandering Faith, if you just look up and see it, you might be next. The majority of the creatures that I go over here on the channel, they're
What is
flesh
that?
and they're blood. They behave almost
Smilers.
animalistically. They don't really have a conscience. And if they do, it's typically to do evil things. This creature, the Wandering Faith, it is fully ethereal. It is not this mindless entity and creature that just runs around.
Yeah, this thing is conscious, and it's like actively trying to get people. It's freaking awesome.
Without a
See,
goal.
I wish I had. I got a lot of ideas and a lot of creative storytelling. Says the guy writing the stuff, right? Biased, but a lot of Google Docs with really cool stories. Really wish I had CGI skills. None of that. None of those CGI skills, I'll be honest.
As I've discussed in this video, its entire purpose is to connect.
Shout out. I'm not going to do it on this channel. If anyone is going to be, it'd probably be on a separate channel or something, but let me know if you want some like horror ASMR. I would like to push my voice acting a little bit further on that end.
The heavens to the earth and to send people.
It's not going to be this voice, I'll tell you that much.
Up to the heaven. But it's even more than that. The entity is kind of a symbol. It's sort of an omen and a beacon of death and decay. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what do you do if you encounter the Wandering Faith entity? How do you survive
You hope. You hope as hard as you can.
it? How do you not get taken to heaven?
It's
Don't
all
worry, because
bitchin'.
I'm going to tell you. If you
Nah,
see the Wandering
nothing.
Faith creature walking around, the first thing
Pray.
you should do is just get inside and lay down away from any windows.
Oh,
That
so
way,
it can't
if the
pick you
window's
up.
open, one of the tendrils on the creature can't come in and get you. It's unknown if the entity is deterred by houses or if it still tries to get inside the house to retrieve the people to send to heaven, but the likelihood is a house being between you and the entity is more protection and just better than having nothing. Try to make as little.
I'm sorry, but those tentacles, if they can reach all the way to the ground, they'll get you. They'll get you. At that point, it's like you gotta find a basement or something.
Noise as you can as well, and if you're in a car and you're driving and you see the creature, just drive the exact
Get the
opposite
frick out!
way of wherever you see it
GTFO,
from.
baby!
That way you're definitely not going to be next. I've said in the video multiple times that the entity is not outright deadly, it's not malicious, it's not malevolent, but since it is an omen, since it is a bad thing technically, you should still avoid it at all costs. Very few people have encountered the entity by accident because usually the creature knows exactly what it's doing.
It's a
and
massive
it
creature.
funnels the people to heaven that it wants to be seen by, and it's very unlikely that if you witness it that you'll make it out alive. But if you do the things I said, just stay indoors, stay down, and try to get away as fast as possible. If you're in a car, you should survive. Thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy it and you want more in this style and this kind of vibe, leave a like. Let me know if you want it. I would be glad to do so. I love doing the face cam stuff. I feel like it's more connection. I don't know. Some connection, some. I'm not sure. But if you do enjoy it, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you want more Trevor Henderson creatures. I love Trevor Henderson and his work. I absolutely adore the creatures, and I love covering them. So I hope you do. And with all that said, I'm going to end off the video here. If you want more content from me, check out Toogly, check out Spoogly, check out my Twitter and Instagram if you somehow want even more of me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Absolutely amazing, dude. Drop a like. I'm glad he started to get into this. Bro needs way more freaking recognition for his work. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And I'm gonna follow him so I can see more of his work. Because that's freaking awesome. That is freaking dope, dude. Alright. We're gonna move on.